In Birmingham.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I hadn't realised I'd seen you today, so context. Remembering where everyone is.
Yeah, so these guys have been really involved in the merger,
Yes.
and in the plans around the merger. So obviously they were the Mixers Youth Advisory Board, they're now MHI's Youth Advisory Board.
Good.
And Michael is a trustee now of MHI. So yeah, I'm going to let you guys take
We didn't chat about MHI last time, did we? You talk more about the
New services as well since merging. So of course we had these ones before, which was of course Shouts Crisis Service and our peer moderated chat rooms. But of course then we had our community places where people can talk about any issues. And now we're not pointing to these guys to shout. Any shout questions, please. They're your experts. But yeah, so they're texting shout, and they may be directed towards single session caption.
And how do you guys, how do you triage to a single service thing? How does that work?
Yeah, so we often send resources to texters, and that's when we might signpost to different services. So it's a really great way for texters to also get the service, but also to receive other signposting to enhance that kind of support after texting in as well.
But is there a certain threshold to where you then are offered a single service, or can anyone ask for it at any time?
Well, with everyone we talk to, never spoken to anyone, but I'd like to, and that's where it can come in being like, well actually, we've got the mix, we've got all this other stuff, this is some stuff we can show you, maybe you'd like to book into here, get some, so it would be something that came up in conversation as an opportunity to then sort of signpost to.
Okay, and has that grown in popularity? When you first started offering it, how did people take it? Was it kind of...
What hasn't?
We've been fully immersed, and our expertise have been championed, and that's kind of driven that change, which I think is what mental health radio captures so beautifully, and why it's going to be so life-changing for so many young people.
And what are you seeing on the chat when you're volunteering at the moment? Is it are we getting younger in terms of the age group we're reaching with MHI? What sort of themes have they evolved? Are they still the same?
Everything you could possibly imagine.
Everything.
Yeah, whatever. And something that's like quite bad. But then there's self-harm, a lot of self-harm, a lot of talk about suicide, a lot of depression and anxious thoughts, things like that. So literally whatever you can think of. Yeah, everything.
It's I mean, in many ways, it's good that you guys are seeing that, because that means that we're digging into some of the really hidden stuff in society. But it's also incredibly bad that the stuff is even there. It's growing really. So it's kind of always a mixed balance, isn't it?
It is. It's sad and happy.
Sort of resources to tackle a person at crisis. But what you want to do is empower young people with the tools and the knowledge firsthand, sort of like a first aid kit for your mental health. Just sort of coming at the sort of, you know what to do when you're anxious and stuff like that. So we've been developing some sort of self-paced learning tools. Self-paced because you can access it whenever you need to, learn whenever you need to, manage of like resource and all of those supporting stuff.
And test them out a bit as well, I guess.
We're very excited to get going.
And what would you, from the merger in particular, what excites you guys? How do you breaking? We're all good at texting really, but it's always a bit of a, I find anyway, you want the human to be in contact, just to really get the body language and everything in as well, to put hard on text. By one-to-one, you are sort of expanding that relationship. You can get a bit more of them now, and you can maybe help even more than just that crisis intervention. Yeah. So it's quite exciting.
Yeah, and we've learnt a lot from Austin.
We wanted to replicate something like that, so in October we've come up with Swim for Smile, which is going to be something quite similar, aimed at hoping to raise money for young people's well-being. So it might be something for you to get involved in. I know you're involved in lots of things.
So add it to the list to do it. As long as not parachuting from an aeroplane.
I'm a swimmer myself, so I can help you too swim if you need help. This is a great point to segue to the website. So so this website, we talk about it probably most of our time during our youth board meetings. It's been in development for the last couple of years, before my time certainly. I think these two are very happy to see the end product. This is going to be launched on Mental Health Awareness Week in May, so this is not the final product, but we wanted to really show you some of the website. There weren't any articles about young deaf people, that I offered to volunteer to write some articles. I know I think one or two others have done some writing around article, and one of our key very trending topics is navigating university with anxiety, which I'm sure many of us at some point have experienced. So very clean outlook. This is how most of our articles will be looking like. We've got some really listening and it's just so, I think it's so friendly. I could look at this website all day. So I hope that young people.
And I'm interested, when you're doing your links and you're sharing your links
Yeah.
on the conversation, do you use stuff with the website too?
No, and this is what's really with some information there, all specific support, but it's quite hard to find resources. I mean, it's good, but it's sort of a little bit limited. So to have this is where I'm excited by the merger. So we've brought in the mix. So now we've got basically exist in the same space as all of the resources. So we don't have to be signposting people to loads of different places or NHS leaflets from like two.
Last thing I want to do is read more stuff. I always felt so. I felt really. I just wanted to text more and try to cheer them up and kind of bring them through that difficult moment. But the quality of the resource you put through is really important. And I just wonder, how do you bridge that gap between, providing enough advice, being online enough, but also giving them more stuff to read?
Yeah, and I think also, I think the thing about challenges in your life, without having to feel like you have to be in crisis to qualify for help, and that's the really nice thing about this, is that it's really accessible for anyone, and we're not saying you have to be in a really bad place to use it, and also we're giving people, I hope, which is a really exciting bit, the opportunity to use the services and then contribute to them. So a lot of
We're having thoughts of killing himself, but actually it's the systems understood that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go for number 2 again. Would you like to?
Really, really great feedback from beta testers, and you're one of the first external testers. So
Get to, and that's the whole point about prevention. So I'm just glad that it's something that we are really pioneering to, and hopefully that the sector and everyone gets behind on it, because it's something that's really affecting many people today. And
Thank you so much.
And well done for giving us so much time to get it to where it is. It's only going up, which is fantastic.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Lovely to see you.
Thank
Thank you for your
you.
time.
So last time we spoke, that was in 2010. That was a busy spend of time. We basically accept that we were completely overwhelmed. Yeah. But it's true that there's an example. A lot of the awareness of showers come from other people posting on social media about us. So I haven't got to collectively have this like see but we just not. It's hard for us to do that. One of the reasons it's hard, you can see, is that if you look at the conversations that we're having hourly, it increases quite a lot around 60%.
What that can do for what's actually is quite interesting, particularly in terms of understanding it, because there's a wealth of information that comes in with AI, and I'm particularly interested in how we can use this data to inform opinions and others can see it and go, well,
it's all eyes on that data set and making sure that it's the right data matched with the right outcomes for people, and really there's the reaching out. As you just said, you only have one box which you take into it brings up the shout services. The pressure being that for everybody who promotes us, we only have so many people who can do the quality. So how can we use also the data to be a much more
am I getting too far ahead of myself now? So I feel something for TikTok or Instagram, I can identify those conversations and see them open towards support services.
So actually, it's we were really busy data launch.
It must be like a safety net on the internet that you use. That's what I'm getting at. That's really a big level of game changer. I wonder whether AI is that the tool we can use in the future to do that?
and they reach out. And I think there's a reason you see things like my AI or even Google being one of those first places that people go to, because it feels like no one's looking. And I think balancing triage and getting AI to understand what crisis terms and all the terms that people are using when they're really in a particular crisis, and really giving them the confidence that they say.
Killing myself, would it come up and say, here's some support for you to look at? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it seems we're almost there in terms of what
And
we're advising people to do.
it's really interesting because what you read completely correctly identified, is about how your data is being used. And at the moment, on most platforms, Google in particular, if someone is typing in crisis terms, we're deliberately turning down anything to do with adverts and to do with tracking on specific terms, because we know that is a vulnerable area.
Academics, corporates.
You get a good answer to the question. I'm sure it's not the right question. I'm sure the answer isn't impossible.
No, it's just, I like to think that we've got a fantastic organisation going here. I'm always thinking about the scale, and you get to do more. And it's I just think AI feels like a really good opportunity.
Yeah, and we would welcome, I think, we would sort of provided with the support for not just us, but the charity sector widely. We'd welcome that. All of us on media platforms and others to try and There'll always be a role for people like you and me, clinicians to actually still talk to people, see people,
Brilliant.
That's it.
Thank you. So family with Christmas.
Yes, and look, Polytechnic House got something to say to you.
Yes.
On the 27th anniversary this year,
Yes.
we've got new banners,
Right.
and also new photos, and lots of flowers. And going further afield, in 2 years, the 30th anniversary, we're going to have your mother's name in roses. Spelled like the roses. It's my 70th birthday on Monday, and I've been to the Royal Family in Western Australia.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Well, enjoy your day.
Yeah, and
I hope I might see you on the day. I'll take your invitation.
Yeah, and you might not recognise me because I've got a new suit.
Have you? Oh, fantastic.
And I've been everything dry cleaned.
You're very smart.
That's
So kind. Thank you very much. Thank you. I remember that day exactly. I do. Yeah, I do. Is that you there?
Well, it's a special day. That's when you know you feel, but I mean, what is the most important thing is that we still